Recording in progress.
Let's get back to another round of Brewsday Tuesday with Drez and Big Nate.
Liar. It is in fact Drez. No, it is in fact Big Nate and K-Dawg.
You called our announcer a liar, and then you did it yourself.
Forgot my own name. I had somewhere I was going there. Drez does have somewhere he's going. He's out and about. You are listening to Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. This is the cider edition. K-Dawg kind enough to join me because, well, frankly, at this point, I'm interrupting his show this week. This is the cider edition. I am a bad shopper.
Yeah, I thought we were doing ciders, not ales over here.
Yeah, well, so this was a store. This was not the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. Full disclosure, they do have their stuff very well organized. I will go ahead and give them that. And in fact, before I go further into this story, I do want to talk about a couple of things. Of course, they are gearing up. Oktoberfest fast approaching, and they've got a ton of awesome options out there available. You know, they are ready for Oktoberfest and running out of German beers very, very fast. So get on out to the cellar and stockpile. Be ready. It's fast approaching. And now we're going to discuss my cider shopping experience in another store. If you have a build your own six pack, it is your responsibility, or possibly I think the beer vendors have to organize it all. I think that's a Virginia ABC law, but is their responsibility to make sure that everything goes together. And while this segment technically does go together, we do have an outlier here because I've got the Austin Eastcider's Blood Orange Cider. How do you like them apples? 5% ABV. And of course, this is crafted or canned by Austin Eastciders in Austin, Texas, and Armada, Michigan, which is a weird like hop. It's a hard apple cider, filtered water, blood orange concentrate, cane sugar, brown sugar, whole blood orange puree, malic acid, red raspberry concentrate, carbon dioxide, and it is carbonated. 150 calories in case you were interested. Now, what Kyle has is not a cider, but it was sitting right beside this, and I think it's because of the blood orange. What do you got?
I have the Cali Squeezed Blood Orange Wheat Ale. Not a cider. It's a wheat ale. And 5% ABV. And says it's ale with blood orange flavor colored with purple carrot extract.
I want to talk about the purple carrot. What's the ABV on that?
5%.
So it was right next to the blood orange cider, and the blood orange cider was in fact in the appropriate section. It was beside the Potter's Craft Cidery and in between the next ciders I got, but this one was the outlier. So I'm very sorry you're drinking a wheat ale because I wanted the Austin Eastciders.
So what I'm hearing is you were shopping in a hurry. You didn't really take the time to look.
Well, I wasn't initially planning on 3 rounds. This second round here is actually the bonus round. It's the next round that's going to be a little bit more interesting, but I do want to talk about purple carrots because you were noticing off air that you've never seen a purple carrot before. So
didn't know they existed.
Carrots come in a multitude of colors: orange, yellow, purple. Carrots and parsnips are a relative of the carrot. They are not a carrot, but those are white. Have you ever had a parsnip?
I have.
I absolutely love parsnips. I think they're vastly superior to carrots. That's neither here nor there. There was something I learned at one of the Floyd Fests. Did you know you should not eat carrots if you find them in the wild?
Did not know that.
Okay, so this is very solid advice. Unless you are 110% certain, you should not eat wild carrots because wild carrots closely resemble poison hemlock. The fruit looks very, very similar. It actually killed one of the Caesars.
I don't think I've ever seen hemlock. To know what it looks like.
Well, look, it looks like a wild carrot, my friend. That's my point. You just absolutely want to be careful. The distinction is the stems. And of course, we went on this like whole hike through all of Floyd. I think this was before we had kids. So this would have been 5, 6 years ago. And we go on this tour with like all about foraging because, you know, it's a free tour included with Floyd Fest. And hey, we eat berries, grapes, and it's all free. I'm going to go on this tour. And I just vividly remember the tour guide doing this. He's like, you should not eat wild carrots because they closely look like poison hemlock. And then he ate the damn carrot. And I'm like, how funny would it be if he was just 100% wrong? Like, yes, I would feel horrible because, like, you know, he's being poisoned, but it would be kind of like instant proof of his message.
I think the word you were looking for was ironic, not funny.
Well, irony is a form of humor.
Not always.
I would have been willing to allow it. There were plenty of people around. He would have been fine. Like, we have antidotes to poison. There was a whole medical staff on the Floyd Fest grounds. He would have been okay. It would have just been instant proof of his message. But so if you're ever in a situation where you are foraging, just be careful. You can do the same with berries too. There are a lot of poisonous berries. I don't know how many grow in the state of Virginia, but you're best to just kill
no
what you
idea.
eat. Don't eat wild plants. Like, it's dicey. You can apparently eat dandelions. People
I
do
have
that a
heard
lot.
that.
Dandelion tea. No, thank you. I'll eat bugs and random small fish before I do that. It's just, what's the wildest thing you've eaten?
Like,
And when I say wild, it's not like bizarre, but like, you know, we're talking like fresh off the plant, or, you know, you're out in a situation and it's completely raw.
I don't really have that many. I'd say mint. We found what we got back on my grandfather's farm. We had wild mint growing all throughout the woods. I guess that's the most wild thing, just walking through the trail and finding mint on the side.
You a big mint fan?
Not by itself, but mixed in with stuff like mint chocolate chip. Yeah.
See, it sounds like where I grew up, the craziest thing we had a lot of wild onions.
We have a lot of those too. Yeah.
And like, you would smell them, you'd be like, all right, they're near. And I always love like wild onions, particularly like putting them in a salad. So I think that's probably, I mean, of course, every kid does the honeysuckle trick where you like suck the nectar out of it, but that doesn't really count. First of all, honeysuckle like grows absolutely everywhere. And we would also find a lot of wild blackberry, so much so that it became like one of my absolute favorite flavors in the world. And
We had wild strawberries that would grow.
the house Drez is at now, we used to live in, and we spent forever cultivating a wild blackberry bush. And apparently his in-laws killed it. Still very sad about that. It was very like near and dear to my heart. So I'm gonna have to go over there like while he's gone now and revitalize the plant and bring it back to life. But I've never been brave enough. Like, you see people foraging for wild mushrooms, like there's whole communities dedicated to like finding mushrooms. But just imagine like day one, you accidentally eat like some hallucinogenic mushrooms, or God forbid, one that's poisonous. You're gonna feel real damn dumb
Yeah, well,
for like that last 2 minutes of your life.
me, I'm not gonna have to worry about that because I don't like mushrooms at all. So you won't be catching me out in the woods eating wild mushrooms.
All right. Well, that's if there is someone foraging in your backyard for mushrooms, it's not Kyle. Is the biggest takeaway there. How do you feel about blood orange? Have you ever had a blood orange?
I have.
I think its name is way cooler than it is.
I would agree. I'm much more inclined to eat just a regular orange flavor wise, but this drink itself, with it being a wheat ale, it's not bad at all.
Does it taste like a shock top?
No.
No. Okay. I felt like when I saw it, I did hand that to Kyle because I was like, I don't love wheat ales. It's not really my thing. So I took the cider for myself. But I think it was Blue Moon and Shock Top are like the two biggest, like,
I love
you
Blue
know,
Moon.
yeah, you see, throw the orange in there and it's just, yeah. There are better beers out there. And of course, I don't think that's going to score very high. At least it's not for me. I do want to score this Austin Eastcider's Blood Orange Cider on Untapped. We use that scale. I'm Big Nate Danger. He is K-Dawg 1053. I'll let you go first this round.
With this one, like I said, it doesn't you said it was probably gonna taste like a shock top. It doesn't, because the blood orange flavor is really prominent. I don't think it was as good as what it was I had in round one. So I'm gonna give this a 3.25.
All right, three and a quarter. Blood orange citrus is one of my all-time favorite flavors. And I think it's been well established that really you put any fruit in any alcoholic beverage, I'm gonna be a sucker for it, whether it's wine. I like a lot of grapefruit adjuncts. Citrus, however, kind of stands a category above. And the fact that this is oranges and apples together, when the whole phrase is you can't compare apples to oranges. You may not be able to do that, but damn, you can put them in a delicious beverage together. I'm gonna go ahead. I am 100% willing to give this a 4.75. Of course, this one's also very much so unfiltered, so you can't see it's hazy, very hazy through it. There's a lot of sediment. I think that lends to the factor of it tasting so damn fresh. So get you some Austin Eastciders. The blood orange cider getting a 4.75. And we've got another round coming up. This is going to be the closest thing we've got to a big boy round today. I'm going to tell K-Dawg more about that next round, but I'm going to leave you with a little hint. It's the presidents of the United States of America. It's Peaches on 105.3 The Bear.